So you've decided it's time to buy a house. What's the next step? Well, unless you have about $200,000 sitting underneath your mattress, you're going to have to go to the bank to get a loan. Will the bank give you a loan? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm Mr. Boyle. Are you ready? Hi, guys. Mr. Boyle here, and let's get right into the lesson. We've already talked about some of the things involved in buying a house. There's the most important thing is the mortgage. How much is the monthly mortgage payment going to be? There's a lot more involved than just the monthly mortgage. The three things that you're going to have to consider with can you afford the monthly payments is number one, the mortgage payment. We've talked about that. Number two, property taxes. You do have to pay property taxes. And number three, the one that we didn't talk about yet, and that is home owner's insurance. Banks want to make sure in case this house burns down or a car drives through the front door or something like that, that you have insurance to fix the house. If you don't fix the house, you'll probably move out of the house, you'll stop making payments, and the bank is out money. So obviously, the bank wants you to have home owner's insurance, just like if you have a car, you need car insurance. All three of those factors are going to come into play. Every month, you're going to have to pay some money for your mortgage, your property taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. The question the bank has before they give you the money for the loan is, are you biting off more than you can chew? Is the payment going to be too high compared to how much money you make? Now, there's a lot of different things that the banks are going to consider before they give you the loan. The first one we're going to talk about today is what's called the front end ratio. Now, I'm going to give you a minute to hit pause if you want here and write down the important information over here because this is going to go away because it's eating up too much of my screen. So we have Tom and Kyra. This is how much money they make a year. This is how much money their mortgage is going to be per month. This is their annual property taxes, and this is their annual homeowners insurance premium. That means they got to pay $876 per year. And yes, that's going to get chopped up into monthly payments. Is the bank going to give them a $190,000 loan? Now I've given you enough time to write down the important information. Say goodbye to this. It's gone. Now, as I said, the first thing the banks are going to consider is something called the front end ratio. Basically, all that's going to do is they're going to compare how much are you going to have to pay towards your house every month compared to how much money do you make every month. How much is too much? The banks usually will set this at 28%. So if this ratio goes higher than 28%, that means you're going to be spending too much of your money on this house and you might not be able to afford it. So let's go through this now. Monthly housing expenses. There are three monthly housing expenses that we're going to be talking about. It's the mortgage payment, property taxes, and insurance. So let's just get right to it. First of all, we already know the mortgage in this problem, $1,233. Boom. Thank you for doing that for us. Taxes. If you remember, they didn't tell me how much taxes were a month. They told me how much they were a year. So we're going to have to divide that by 12. And I already did that here. You're going to have to pay $783.33 a month just on your property taxes. And the last thing is your homeowner's insurance. It was $876 a year. So we divided that by 12 and we get $73 per month is what you'll have to pay to keep your house insured. So what are your monthly housing expenses? We're just going to quite simply add them together. Add them all up and you can see I get $2,089.33 per month. That is what you'll have to pay every month just to keep your house. That's it. Now the question is that too much money every month? It depends on how much you guys are making. Now in this problem, we had an annual income of $135,511, but that's for the whole year. So I divided it by 12, and here we get that $11,292.58. That's how much money this couple is bringing in every month. This is how much they're going to spend every month to keep the house, and this is how much money they're going to be bringing into the house every month. The question is this too much compared to this? Well, that's what the front end ratio is all about. You take how much money are you going to spend on the house divided by how much money do you bring in every month? Do the division, and I got a decimal of about 0.185. which if we slide the decimal over, we get about 18.5%. So my answer for this would be, yeah, the bank would be okay with this. 18.5% is less than 28%, so the banks are going to be okay with this. So far, you're looking good. Now, in the next video, we're going to be talking about back end ratio because there might be more things you owe than just the house. You might have credit card payments. You might have student loan payments you got to make. There's a lot of other things that you might have to make payments on also. The banks are going to look at that also. But this video, I only wanted to show you the front end ratio. So far, this couple has passed that test. So far, they're looking good for this loan. That's all I want to talk about on this video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.